All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Buffalo Bills just lost a game to the Baltimore Ravens, 24-17. We just got home from the stadium, and as I stand here in front of all of you, I have to say that I'm not disappointed. This is a team that's been steamrolling the best teams in football. And yet the Buffalo Bills, as a team, were in position to win the game. In a position, let me reiterate that for you in the back, you non-believers. The Buffalo Bills were in a position to beat the best team in football at the end of the game. Something that some of the NFL's best franchises, the Seahawks, the New England Patriots, the San Francisco 49ers, maybe that puts us in the company, maybe it doesn't. But the fact is, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, and we still found a way to be right in the conversation. Today was impressive. I was impressed. I think our defense showed a lot of guts, showed a lot of heart. Our defense showed that it has what it takes to overcome some of the more exotic things that offenses are going to show you. With that said, I'm willing to bet that they have more in the tank. And I think that for as many people who see this as a loss, I see this as a stepping stone to something better. We're going to open it up to questions.
Oh, let's just take it from the top. I would say biggest home game since the losing to Pittsburgh's backups in 2004. Can you give us a vibe of what the stadium was like?
Okay. So, the stadium, contrary to what I believed heading in, was rocking. The stadium was full. And yes, there were a lot of Ravens fans, but Bills fans showed up for the game, and I was impressed by that. I really was. Because as of earlier this week, there was 20,000 tickets available on StubHub. So, with that said, I think that this team really kind of found a way to pack the stands, if you will. I think the fan presence was good, and I think you saw it happening on the field.
Why don't we start with the positives? Talk about the defensive takeaways. I mean, second year, Tremaine Edmonds. The guy's just a baller. Pick today. He was in the backfield containing Jackson. I mean, it seems like he did what he was supposed to do.
God. People say there's no law with the claw, but God, I feel like a criminal drinking this. Tremaine Edmonds might have had his best day as a professional football player today. It was one of the most impressive things I've seen out of any linebacker who's had to play the Ravens. He kept contained. He was great in his gap assignment. I'm going to go back and rewatch it, obviously because from the stands, maybe I missed a thing or two. But here's what I'll tell you. I watched Tremaine Edmonds be the man for his defense. Something that to this point he wasn't capable of. He needed help. He needed people around him. Today I saw just a sure-handed Tremaine Edmonds. He was confident. He gave no fucks. He didn't hesitate to pull the trigger when he came downhill on tackles. He was decisive, he was aggressive, but he knew when to back off and when to play his coverage. He did a great job. It might be, again, I have to rewatch the tape, but it might be his finest game in a Bills uniform.
Sticking with the linebackers in the secondary, what did you see on the touchdown pass to Hayden Hurst?
What I saw was a whole bunch of people standing around, looking at the line of scrimmage, wondering who was supposed to be back there. That's a miscommunication in the defensive backfield. That's not even a great play by the offense. That's just a bad play by the Bills' defense. You clean that up and that play doesn't happen. If your safeties have the right communication, that play doesn't happen. Unfortunately, it did, and ultimately it proved to be the margin of victory for us today. But with that said, I think that they played well enough. I've heard enough walking out of the stadium of Bills fans talking about how this team sucks. Oh, our defense is garbage. They scored 24 points. You are talking about a team that averages 2.8 yards per drive. And we held them to field goals.
I think it's points.
And then your safety had a miscommunication. And yeah, that proved to be the margin of victory. In the end, I'll take it. Because what they did, yeah, it was a breakdown, but you can fix that.
To the negative side of the ball, I mean, what the hell is the offensive line doing? Multiple blitzes coming in right up the middle, untouched.
The offensive line. The offensive linemen on this football team owe everyone an apology. Me as a paying season ticket holder, the fans who traveled to see this game, the away fans. Now, I guess I don't owe them an apology, but it's damn close. That's how bad they were. You have a job, and when you do it as poorly as you did it today, your offensive playmakers don't have much of a chance to flourish. Now, they left a lot of plays on the field. I am not forgiving anyone with a set of hands on this team for what happened today. Oh, far from it. But the offensive line, Josh Allen got beat up more today than I think he has in any game I've ever watched. I blame our front five for that. And I hope that they take this personally. I hope they take it personally. Because you have to in order to keep that kid upright and make sure that we can go on to keep building on what was still a strong performance despite their crapulence.
I guess the only bright spot on the offense would be Devin Singletary. I mean, let's just give me a bunch of credit for pointing him out in a lined up out wide and gets wide receiver screen, picks up a first down. I mean, this guy's money wherever you line him up, backfield, slot, out wide. I mean, he was the man today for our offense.
Nothing worked today. Nothing worked today. They tried going to Dawson Knox. He dropped the ball. Cole Beasley caught a touchdown pass, but then when you need him on third, he drops the ball. John Brown, he has coverage on him like glue. And then he drops the ball. The only person who didn't fail Josh Allen today was Devin Singletary. I'm sorry, but the kid is electric. He's on fire. And it's improbable to me that on our offense's worst day, Chris, we're still... Sorry, folks. Fried chicken overload. There's no law with the claw, baby. They were right. Things got out of hand over here. Ultimately, Josh Allen did not play a bad game. Rather, his offense let him down. The team around him failed under the pressure of a better football team, a better defense. I expect that this is a stepping stone to great things because we only lost by a touchdown. And with that said, you can't be angry about the outcome. You can't be. Not if you're a Bills fan. Not if you actually understand where we are and what that game means. What we accomplished means. Our defense is going to come away from this a stronger unit. Our offense is going to come away from this, hopefully, with an apologetic, looking to get back in the good graces of their quarterback who is sacrificing everything he physically has to give. I think this team, for losing this game, is better off for it. And the next week is going to prove it. We have one more question deep in the back.
What do you say to the thing I showed you on Twitter of Sean McDermott losing his mind at the beginning of the second quarter? I mean, for your coach to be that fired up. I don't even know what it was for. He was just yelling on the sideline.
I want my coach to be passionate, to be engaged. Sean McDermott, we do these press conferences because Sean McDermott is walking narcolepsy. He gives you nothing. But on the field, and behind closed doors and in practice, he's an engaged motherfucker. And you saw a taste of it today. And I want more. I want more of that. I want Coach McDermott. I want that passion. I want that fire. And I want this team to stick to what they did today. Improve on what you did on offense. Stick to what you did on defense. You're going to win a lot of football games. With that said, like Eric Cartman, I'm taking this chicken. I'm